We all know that change is hard, but when it comes to making sustainable choices, it can feel impossible. Every day, we're faced with decisions, big and small, that impact the planet. But here's something you might not know. According to the World Economic Forum, 80% of the world's carbon emissions come from just 20 industries. And despite this, studies show that individuals have the power to reduce their carbon footprints by up to 25% through simple daily habits. Now, here's the catch: most people never even try. Why? Because doing the right thing feels hard. It feels uncomfortable. Whether it's cutting down on plastic, switching to renewable energy, or even reducing food waste, the resistance can be overwhelming. So, how do you overcome that mental roadblock when every cell in your body is telling you to avoid it? In this video, we'll explore powerful strategies to push through that resistance. You'll learn how to make hard things feel easier, build sustainable habits, and keep going even when it feels impossible. By the end, you'll know how to tackle those tough changes that will help both you and the planet thrive. Stick around, let's dive into how to make the hard stuff actually work for you. Chapter 1. Embrace the uncomfortable. Why resistance is your green flag. We've all been there, facing a task that feels impossible, especially when it's related to sustainable living. The idea of going plastic-free, for example, can seem overwhelming. But here's the truth: resistance is a sign you're on the right track. In his book Atomic Habits, James Clear explains that discomfort signals growth. If you're feeling resistance, it means you're stepping out of your comfort zone, which is exactly where change happens. When you feel that inner pushback, it's actually your body's way of preparing you for transformation. So, instead of avoiding the challenge, lean into it. This concept applies directly to adopting sustainable habits. For example, learning to reduce your carbon footprint can be tough at first. Maybe the thought of composting or switching to renewable energy feels like a mountain to climb. But remember, growth doesn't happen without discomfort. Start small, and use the resistance you feel as fuel to keep going. Chapter 2. Micro tasks, mega results. Breaking the overwhelm of change. Big changes can feel daunting. But don't try to overhaul your life all at once. Instead, break it down. A study from the Journal of Environmental Psychology found that people who make small, gradual changes are more likely to stick with them long term. Want to reduce your waste? Start by swapping one plastic item for a reusable one each week. Want to eat more sustainably? Try adding one plant-based meal to your diet per week instead of going full vegan overnight. By breaking sustainable living into bite-sized tasks, you'll experience more success and less stress. Each small win creates momentum, and soon enough, you'll be surprised at how much change you've made without feeling overwhelmed. Remember, the goal is progress, not perfection. Chapter 3. The Green Habit Loop. How to build resilience into your routine. Building new habits isn't about relying on willpower alone. It's about embedding those habits into your existing routine. Charles Duhigg, in The Power of Habit, talks about how habits form in 3 stages: cue, routine, and reward. The key to adopting sustainable habits is to attach them to things you already do without thinking. For instance, if you already make coffee every morning, why not use the time to prep your reusable cup? The habit loop will create a seamless transition, and soon you won't even have to think about it. Studies show that environmental habits, like turning off lights when you leave a room or reducing water usage, are much easier to form when linked to daily routines. When you make these habits automatic, sustainability becomes second nature. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on how to create lasting change in your life and for the planet. Chapter 4. Cultivate the power of now. Green Edition. The secret to taking immediate action. One of the hardest parts of any task, especially one as challenging as going green, is starting. You think, I'll get to it later, but later often never comes. The key is to harness the power of immediate action. In his book The Now Habit, Neil Fiore explains that procrastination isn't about laziness, it's about fear of starting. But once you take that first step, the fear fades. Want to reduce your energy use? Take a 5-minute step today. Unplug one appliance you don't need. Don't wait for the perfect time to start a compost bin or make a zero-waste swap. Do it now, and you'll break the cycle of procrastination. A study from the American Journal of Psychology shows that starting small and immediately leads to long-lasting results. Chapter 5. The Art of Sustainable Grit. How to make hard things feel worth it. Sustainability isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. Building the mental resilience to keep going, even when it's hard, is key. Grit, a concept popularized by Angela Duckworth in her book Grit, the power of passion and perseverance is about sticking with challenges long enough to master them. Applying this to sustainable living means staying committed to your eco-friendly goals, even when it feels like you're fighting an uphill battle. Studies show that grit, combined with purpose, can help us push through even the toughest of challenges. Knowing that each small effort counts toward preserving the planet can be the emotional fuel that keeps you going. So, when you face resistance, remember, every hard choice you make is part of the bigger picture of a healthier Earth. Chapter 6, The Ripple Effect, How Conquering the Hardest Tasks Unlocks Sustainable Success. Once you conquer one hard task, it unlocks the door to even greater achievements. It's like throwing a stone in a pond, the ripples spread out, affecting everything around it. In The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg describes how one small habit can snowball into others. When you decide to cut back on plastic or switch to solar power, those efforts don't just stay in isolation. They inspire other changes. You'll start buying fewer fast fashion items, reducing your carbon footprint, and growing your own food. Research from the University of California shows that when individuals focus on one sustainable action, they're more likely to adopt other green practices over time. The more you challenge yourself, the more confident and capable you become. And each time you push through, you strengthen your ability to take on even more sustainable tasks. Remember to subscribe for more inspiration on how to take on hard things and create a positive impact for the planet.